Hello, very good afternoon to you all. How are you, student? All are good? कैसे चल रही पढ़ाई आप लोगों की? चैतन्य, संतोष, नूतन, श्रुति, ओके. तो चलो, let's start today's lecture. Today we are going to start a new chapter. That is chapter number 4. That is chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is volumetric analysis. In the last lecture, we have finished our chapter number 3, that is errors in quantitative analysis. Now we will start volumetric analysis. Now this volumetric analysis is used for a quantitative measurement. It is used for a quantitative measurement. Quantitative measurements means what? Quantitative measurements means what? To find out how much amount of a particular substance is present in a given compound. ठीक है? Yes or no? So there are different reactions. Based upon that reactions, that volumetric analysis is depend. For example, if one reaction is there and that reactions may undergoes oxidation and reduction process, then that volumetric analysis is called as a redox titration. Then it is called as a redox titration. For example, some may include formation of a complex. Some metal is there and some ligand is there. So that metal ligand complex formation is take place. That's what is called as a complexometric titration. For example, nickel DMG is there. For example, what? Nickel DMG is there, which forms a scarlet red color precipitate, and this complex is used as a test for nickel detection of basic cation, that is nickel. So this complexometric analysis is there. For example, in some cases acid and bases are reacting. In some cases acids and bases are reacting, then it is called as a neutralization reactions. And for example, in the last type is for example, silver ion is there and chloride ions is there. Silver and chloride, if you add silver nitrate into chloride, then it will form a silver chloride and you will get a white color precipitate, which is used as a CT for chloride ion detection in inorganic qualitative analysis. So white color PPT is formed, so it is called as a precipitation titration. So depending upon what is going on in that reactions, precipitation is going on, or redox reaction is going on, neutralization is going on. Depending upon that process, that volumetric analysis is named. ठीक है? So with this, I think we will start our chapter number 4. That is volumetric analysis. Yes or no? Shall I start the lecture now? आलेत का सगळे जण? Yes or no? Please tell me in chat box. Can I start my lecture now? Yes sir. Nutan, Rupesh, Chaitanya, Rameshwar, Abhishek, all are saying yes sir. So we will start. ठीक है? Okay. Pallavi, Santosh, all are saying yes sir. So we will start the lecture now. Okay, so first of all, we will start with definition of volumetric analysis or titrimetric analysis. What is this volumetric or titrimetric analysis? This volumetric analysis, it is also called as a titrimetric analysis because of what? Because of in titration, in volumetric analysis, titration is carried out. Because of in volumetric analysis titration is carried out, that's what is called as a titrometric analysis. ठीक है, so first we will see the definition. So read the definition first, or if you have pen and notebook you can write the definition. What is the definition? Volumetric analysis is the form of quantitative analysis. I have already told you it is a form of quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis means in this analysis we are finding out the amount of a particular substance present in the given solution. ठीक है, so what is the definition? Volumetric analysis is the form of quantitative analysis which involves measuring the volume of reacting substance, so this volumetric analysis, why it is called as a volumetric analysis? Because we are measuring the volume of a reacting substance. And how we are measuring? By performing a simple method, that is titration method, and that's why this is also called as a titrometric method. Okay, now this as it is called as a titrometric analysis, so there are different terms in titrometric analysis. For example, titrant, T-I-T-R-A-N-T, titrant. Titrant means what? Titrant means this, the solution of a known concentration. Titrant means what? A solution of a known concentration, a solution which, second term is what? क्या है second term? क्या है second term? Second term is titrant. Second term is titrant. So this titrant, the solution whose concentration is to be determined. That means what? We don't know the concentration of that particular solution and whose concentration is to be determined. जिसका concentration आप लोगों को determine करना है, that solution is called as a titrant. T-I-T-R-A-N-D. So only one difference is there. Here T is there and here D is there. So what is titrant? The solution whose concentration is to be determined and it is usually taken in a conical flask. So जो titrant है वो हम लोग conical flask में लेते हैं और जो titrant है वो हम लोग burette में लेते हैं. So समझ में आप लोगों को these two terms? Titrant means what? The solution of a known concentrations which is usually taken in a burette, and titrant, the solution whose concentration is to be determined, it is usually taken in a conical flask. जिसका concentration आपको determine करना है, that is called as titrant, whose concentration is approximately known to us, not exact but approximately known to us. That solution is called as a titrant. And titrant, the concentration whose solution is exactly known to us. Here titrant में आपको पता नहीं है, अप्रोक्सीमेट पता है, और जो टाइट्रेंट है उसमें आप लोगों को पता है कि व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ दैट सॉल्यूशन. ठीक है, सो दीज टू टर्म्स आर देयर. देन द टाइट्रेशन टर्म इज देयर. What is the titration? Exactly we will see. So titration is the process of adding titrant to a titrant. क्या है titration means? It is the process of adding titrant to the titrant till a chemical reaction takes place. So we will read the definition of titration. The process of adding titrant to the titrant till the chemical reaction between them is complete. It's called as a titration. And the point at which this takes place means what? The point at which the reaction get complete. The point at which the reaction get complete is called as a equivalence point or theoretical endpoint. It's called as equivalence point or theoretical endpoint. So what is titration, equivalence point or theoretical point? You know that now. The process of adding titrant to the titrant till a chemical reaction between them is get complete, and at that point this takes place. That point is called as a equivalence point or theoretical endpoint. That point is called as a equivalence point or theoretical endpoint. So this is the titration. ठीक है. Are you getting me or not? समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को और नहीं आ रहा है? Please tell me. Are you getting me or not? समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को, नहीं आ रहा है? टेल मी. Yes, are you getting me? Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, ठीक है. Just give me 1 minute so that I can read your comment. ठीक है. Okay, चलो. Okay, no problem, no problem. Sorry. Chalo. Then the next is indicator. Next is what? Indicator. So what is the indicator? Generally this indicator is used to indicate the endpoint. So we will see the definition. A substance is used to indicate endpoint of the reactions. A substance which is used to indicate the endpoint of reactions by bringing out some physical changes such as a color when added into the reaction mixture. So what is the indicator? Indicator is used to indicate the end point of the reactions or end point of the titrations. ठीक है. How it will give you or how it will indicate whether the reaction has complete or not? By changing the color. ठीक है. And these indicators are generally added into the reaction mixture. Indicators are generally added into the reactions mixture. ठीक है. Okay, good. So we will see the next point. Now let us see the example. Now you have understood. First of all tell me, आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया है जो कुछ भी है? What is the volumetric titration, what is titrant, titration, indicator, the role of indicator, yes or no? Please tell me. आप लोगों को समझ में आया? बोलो, जल्दी से बोलो मुझे. Then we will see the one example. हो आलं. सागर म्हणतोय, अंजेश म्हणतोय यस सर. सृष्टी यस सर. संतोष यस सर. ठीक है. नाउ गुड. नाउ विल सी वन एग्जांपल. आरजू, विनायक, अभिषेक, सबा, संदेश. Okay, good. चलो. Now we will see the example. Now let's see this example. Read this example carefully. A chemical reaction has been carried out of what? Of 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid with 10 ml 0.1 normal approximately sodium hydroxide was carried out by using a phenolphthalein indicator, which gave a color change at 9.8 ml. Now read once more. A chemical reactions of 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid with 10 ml 0.1 normal approximately. Here sodium hydroxide का concentration कितना है? The concentration of sodium hydroxide is 0.1 normal approximately. Was carried out by using a phenolphthalein indicator, which gave a color change at 9.10 ml. Now you have to tell me the titrant, indicator and end point of these reactions. You have to tell me this thing. What is the titrant? आप लोगों को मुझे बोलना है, जल्दी से बोलो. What is titrant in this reaction? The titrant is what? It is the substance whose concentration is exactly known to us and which is generally taken in a burette. So बोलो मुझे. What is titrant in this example? बोलो जल्दी. HCl is, Abhishek is saying HCl. Vinayak is also saying HCl. Ganesh is saying sodium hydroxide. Ganesh, you don't understand. Sumit Parmar sodium. Arju Patan HCl. Rupesh Kumar 0.1 normal HCl. Very good. Pramodini Kunj also saying HCl. So here the HCl is there. ठीक है. यहाँ पे this hydrochloric acid means it is HCl and the concentration of HCl is 0.1 normal, which is known, exactly known to us. Here sodium hydroxide is there, that means sodium hydroxide is NaOH, whose exact concentration is not known to us. It is 0.1 normal approximately. So titrant is the species whose exact concentration is known to us. That's why that's why that's why titrant is HCl, 0.1 HCl. Very good. Yes, सही है. Now titrant means what? Whose exact concentration is not known. So here 0.1 normal approximate NaOH is there. Then indicator. Tell me the indicator now. Which indicator is used here? कौन सा indicator use किया है? Tell me. Indicator is phenolphthalein. Correct. Indicator is phenolphthalein. Now endpoint of the reaction is Santosh Hake is saying titrant is sodium hydroxide. Very good. Very good, Santosh. Vinayak is saying phenolphthalein is indicator. Yes, correct. Then end point of the reaction. Tell me. End point of the reaction. कौन सा end point है? Yes, 9.8 ml. End point is what? End point is 9.8 ml. Correct. Very good. Now that means you have understood the concept very well. ठीक है ना? Yes or no? आप लोगों को concept समझ में आया है? What is titrant? What is titrant? What is indicator? And what is end point of the reactions? Okay, चलो, good. Then we will go to the next point. Reaction criteria for volumetric analysis. Next point is what? Reaction criteria for volumetric analysis. Now, not all the reactions that can be used for volumetric analysis. सब के सब reactions को आप लोग volumetric analysis नहीं कर सकते because of there are some criteria. Those reactions which follows this those criteria, that reaction only we can use for the volumetric analysis, not all the reactions. ठीक है? So which criteria are there? So that we will see. The first criteria is what? Reaction must be simple. कैसी होनी चाहिए reaction? Reaction must be simple. Rapid होनी चाहिए. उसका बहुत टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए. Means that reactions must be complete within 1 or 2 minutes. ठीक है? Then the reaction should be expressed by a simple chemical equation. Reaction should be expressed by a simple chemical equation. This is the first criteria. कौन सा criteria? Reaction must be simple, rapid, and should be expressed by a simple chemical reaction. This is the first criteria. This is the first criteria. Then criteria number 2. कौन सा criteria number 2? The substance which is to be determined must react with standard reagent in stoichiometric proportion. So this is very very important. आप लोगों को जो किसका भी substance का और compound का वॉल्यूम या अमाउंट डिटरमाइन करना है, that substance has to be reactive to the reagents which we are using that particular volumetric analysis. So ठीक है? So this is the second criteria. Then criteria number 3, physical or chemical property of the solution must change at equivalent point. This is also very very important. Physical or chemical property of the solution must change at the equivalence point. For example, physical property means there should be change in color. So that we can identify the end point of that reactions, or we can identify the equivalence point of that reaction. So this is the third criteria, very important criteria. Then criteria number 4, a suitable indicator a suitable indicator which shows change in color or forms a PPT at the equivalence point should be available. Fourth criteria कौन सा है? Indicator should be available. Which indicator? Which shows change in color or which forms a precipitate at the equivalence point. That indicator should be available. This is very important criteria. कौन सा? Availability of the indicator. Availability of the indicator. ठीक है? Okay, good. Then the next point is apparatus required for volumetric analysis. Which apparatus are required for volumetric analysis? So that we will see. The first point or first apparatus are needed for volumetric analysis is calibrated glasswares. We should have a calibrated glasswares like as burettes. Burette you must have, so that we can fill the titrant in the burette. Then pipette. So pipette is used for what? Pipette is used to measure the solutions. Then measuring cylinder. Volumetric analysis. Volumetric analysis is used for the preparation of standard solutions. It is used for the preparation of standard solutions. Then conical flask. This conical flask is also called as a titration flask, in which titrant is taken. So this conical flask is should be available with you. So this is the first point. कौन सा फर्स्ट पॉइंट है? कौन सा रिक्वायरमेंट है? रिक्वायरमेंट इज यू शुड हैव अ कैलिब्रेटेड ग्लासवेयर्स. यू शुड हैव अ कैलिब्रेटेड ग्लासवेयर्स. ठीक है? ओके, गुड. देन पॉइंट नंबर 2, reagents of known purity for the preparation of standard solutions. You should have a reagent available which we are going to use of a known purity, of a known or higher purity. That higher means almost 99.99% pure reagent should be available so as to prepare a standard solutions. Standard solutions prepare करने के लिए आप लोगों को reagent available होने चाहिए, pure reagent available होने चाहिए, AR grade reagent available होने चाहिए. This is the second criteria. Reagents of the known purity should be available for the preparation of standard solutions. Then criteria number 3, appropriate indicator or instrumental method for detection of endpoint. This is also important. Appropriate indicator should be available or instrumental method should be available for the detection of endpoint. ठीक है? So these are the some requirement for the volumetric analysis. Then we will move towards the next point. Next point is classification of reaction. कौन सा पॉइंट है? कौन सा पॉइंट है? नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ reactions in volumetric analysis. So reactions are classified according to the process which is taking place during that reactions or during that volumetric analysis. So based upon that process or that physical or chemical change, the reactions are classified. ठीक है? So these are the 4 main types by which we can classify the reactions in volumetric analysis. ये 4 main points है. Which 4 points? These 4 points. First point is neutralization reactions, which is very popular. I think all of you are very well aware with these reactions. Neutralization reactions, 2 types are there of these neutralization reaction. First type is acidimetry and second type is alkylimetry. We have seen this. I think you have did the experiment of neutralization reactions in 11th, 12th or FIBSc. You have performed the neutralization reactions. Very popular, easily or widely used method, that is neutralization reactions method. This is the first method. Then second method is complex formation reactions. There are some reactions which forms or the end product of that reaction is complex. That's why it is called as a complex formation reactions. Then redox reactions are there. Redox reactions, you know very well the redox reactions means what? Redox reactions means oxidation and reduction takes place at the same time or in a one reactions. Redox reactions means oxidation and reactions. If it takes place in one reaction, then that reactions are called as a redox reactions. And then last one is a precipitation reaction. Last one is precipitation reactions. Precipitation reactions means at the end of that reactions you will get the solid precipitate. Sorry, you will get the formation of solid precipitate at the end of reactions. So we will see in detail all these reactions, what is neutralization reactions, complex formation reactions, redox reactions, and precipitation reactions. Okay, so first we will start with the neutralization reactions. It is also called as acidimetry or alkalimetry. Okay, the first we will see definition of neutralization reactions. What is the definition? If you see here, the aqueous solutions of acid and base, the aqueous solution of acid and base reacts with each other and forms a salt and water. Water is not here, water nahi hai yahan pe. The aqueous solution of acid and base reacts with each other to form a salt and water. That reaction is called as a neutralization reactions. What is neutralization reaction? Aqueous solution of acid and base reacts with each other to form a salt and water. This salt and water both are neither acidic nor basic in nature. Salt and water, they are not acidic, and not basic in nature. That's why the end product is neutral solution. End product is neutral solution. That's why that process is called as a neutralization reactions. Now in other way you can also define the neutralization reactions: the process of obtaining neutral solution from acids and base. Neutralization reaction is nothing but the process of obtaining neutral solutions from acids and base. For example, very well known example is HCl and NaOH. Well known example is HCl and NaOH. In that reactions we will use for example this HCl. I will write here reactions: HCl aqueous plus NaOH is also aqueous will give you NaCl. This is salt. NaCl is salt plus H2O plus H2O water. So this is the neutralization reactions. This is neutralization reactions. Okay. What is neutralization reactions? The aqueous solutions of acid and base. NaOH is base. Here HCl is acid, NaOH is base. Will give you salt. Or those bases which are formed from salt of weak acid by hydrolysis with standard acid. What is acidimetry? It involves the titration of free base, or those bases which are formed from salt of weak acid by hydrolysis with standard acid. Okay? So this is acidimetry. This is acidimetry. Yes or no? समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को या नहीं? Then we will go to the alkalimetry. Then we will go to the alkalimetry. ठीक है? Okay. Now alkalimetry. These reactions involves the titration of free acid. These reactions which involves the titration of free acid, or those acids which are formed from salt of weak base or hydrolysis with standard base. So this is called as a alkalimetry. This is called as alkalimetry. Okay. Then next we will see the complex formation reaction. Next we will see complex formation reaction. Complex formation reaction type number 2. These reactions, complex formation reactions means these reactions involves the formation of a complex between metal and ligand. These reactions involves the complex formation between metal and ligand. For example, titration between silver ions and cyanide ion. For example, titration between silver ions and cyanide ions. So I have already told you, complex symmetric titration means where the metal ion and ligands combines to form a complex. Metal ion and ligand combines to form a complex. For example, we will see the silver ions and cyanide ions. For example, silver ion. For example, this silver ion aqueous, cyanide ion, here also aqueous is there, here also aqueous, and here also aqueous. So formation of AgCl, formation of silver cyanide. This compound is called as a silver cyanide, AgCl. Ag plus and cyanide minus, if they combine together, then you will get the complex. Will get formed, that is called as a AgCl, silver cyanide. So those types of reactions which involve the formation of complex between metal and ligands are called as a complex formation reactions, are called as complex formation reactions. Okay, so this is the second type. Okay, then we will see the next type, redox reactions. I have already told you, redox reactions means these reactions, redox reactions means these reactions involves the change in oxidation state of the reactant during the reactions. These reactions involves change in oxidation state of the reactant species. Reactant species जो कुछ भी है, that reactant species undergoes change in their oxidation state during the course of that particular reactions. So those types of reactions are called as a redox reactions. Those types of reactions are called as a redox reactions. So this change in oxidation state, why this change in oxidation state takes place? Because there is a transfer of electron. Why change in oxidation state takes place? Because there is a transfer of electron between the reactant molecule. There is a transfer of reactant between reactant molecules. So during these reactions, to transfer electron or to undergo change or to undergo oxidation or reductions, we'll have to add some oxidizing and reducing agent. We will have to add, or we will require to add some oxidizing and reducing agents. आप लोगों को क्या करना पड़ता है? You will have to add oxidizing and reducing agents. So as the oxidation and reductions will take place. So see this table. In these tables, it contains oxidizing agents. Here are some oxidizing agents are given and some reducing agents are given. So we will see the oxidizing agent. For example, first oxidizing agent is KMnO4, potassium permanganate. This is called as oxidizing agent. You have to remember which compound is acting as an oxidizing agent and which compound is acting as a reducing agent. Now what is oxidizing agent, what is reducing agent, that you have learned in FYBSc. Okay. Now second type of oxidizing is potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate, that is K2Cr2O7. Then cerium 4 sulfate. Then cerium 4 sulfate. Iodine is also acting as oxidizing agent. Potassium iodate is there. KiO3 is there. Potassium bromate is there. BrO3 is there. Ozone is also acting as an oxidizing agent. Sulfuric acid is also acting as an oxidizing agent. Okay? So all these are oxidizing agent. Now come to the reducing agent. Reducing agents are lithium aluminum hydride, LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride. It is acting as a reducing agent. Sodium borohydride, NaBH4. This you will learn in organic chemistry. Organic chemistry में आप लोग इसका यूज देखने वाले हो. Lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, sodium thiosulfate is also there. It is also acting as a reducing agent. Oxalic acid is there. Ascorbic acid is there. Formic acid is there. Ferrous sulfate is there. Stannous chloride acid is there. Okay. So all these reagents are acting as a reducing agent. So you have to remember which compound is acting as a reducing agent and which compound is acting as a oxidizing agent, which is very important while carrying out the volumetric analysis. Okay. Then third type is precipitation reactions. Third type is what? Precipitation reaction. When ions in a solution reacts with each other to form a solid. When ions in the solutions reacts with each other to form a solid is called as a precipitation reactions. This is the last type, precipitation reactions, that is type number 4, precipitation reactions. When this precipitation occurs, when the ions in the solutions they react with each other to form a solid to form a solid. For example, we will see example is silver cation. Silver cation. This silver cation aqueous is there, chloride anion is there. So these aqueous silver and aqueous chloride ions, if they will get combined, then you will get AgCl. Formation of AgCl, and this is solid compound. AgCl precipitate you will get formed. White precipitate of AgCl will get formed. This is the CT of chloride minus ion. This is the CT of chloride minus ion, which is used in inorganic qualitative analysis for the detection of acidic radical, that is Cl minus. So these are some examples of precipitation reactions, or we have seen now the different reactions which are generally taking place in a volumetric analysis. Okay, now with this I think we will stop here. In the next lecture we will see the ways to express concentrations. Different ways are there by which we can express the concentrations which of a particular solution. For example, one solution is there, AgCl. How will you define its concentrations? What are the different ways to define the concentration? For example, molarity is there, molality is there, normality is there, percentage is there, ppt parts per thousands are there. Okay, so that we will see in the next lecture. Okay, yes or no? So I think we'll stop here, and the remaining part, that is ways to express a concentration, that we'll see in the next lecture. Okay, so now I will give you 5 minutes. If you have any problem, or if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. After this lecture I will give you link for your attendance. That link will be open active for only 10 minutes. So within that 10 minutes you have to mark yourself present. Okay, chalo. Now if you have any problem, any doubts, you can ask me. I will be happy to answer your question. Santosh, Shalu, Ganesh, Sabha, they are saying yes sir. Ajinkya, Nutan, Ganesh Kasture. ठीक है, चलो. Shivani is saying thank you. Aishwarya is saying okay sir. Okay, that means you don't have any problem. No sir. Rameshwar is Akansha, Rameshwar, Pallavi. Okay, if no, Vinayak is saying is it recorded? Yes, Vinayak, record केलेली आहे. I will give you the link also, don't worry. I will give the link of this lecture. Okay, now shall I stop here? Yes or no? Shall I stop here? Okay, bye bye. Have a good evening to all of you.